Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an absolutely incredible day. Get ready for a very weird video because it was about time that we got there. Bitcoin went on a wild ride towards a new 2020 high. It hit 13,220 US dollars. The total market cap neared 400 billion US dollars, as most altcoins saw impressive increases as well. Bitcoin painted a fresh yearly high of just over 13,200 following promising news from PayPal, which we are of course going to get into because you can't even begin to imagine what's been happening the last 11 hours. This time, the altcoins joined the ride and the total market cap surged by $23 billion since yesterday alone. Significant news emerged yesterday when the giant online payment processor PayPal announced it would enable customers to purchase, sell, and hold Bitcoin and other digital assets. The integration would first be available in the coming weeks for US-based users, and it will resume or reach other countries next year. I saw a couple of people in the comment section asking that they didn't see it. Where was it? I think it's available in some places. Some people told me that they had joined a waiting list, as it were, and other people, I think I only saw one or two people say that it was actually available or that they saw something about it on the actual website, but I assume the full rollout will be happening in the coming weeks, and we can only assume that New York may not be a part of that initial rollout because of the laws and rules that New York has and other countries. Of course, next year, that's how it always works. The cryptocurrency market reacted immediately as Bitcoin doubled down on its recent impressive performance. Bitcoin was hovering just shy of its previous 2020 high of 12,500 US dollars. In the following hours, though, the primary cryptocurrency smashed through that level. All eyes were on $13,000. It's funny. We had that video yesterday before the PayPal news even came out where we were talking about that many other cryptocurrency analysts were saying Bitcoin is clearly looking to pass by 13,000 US dollars, and that's why it got really weird when the PayPal news came out, because Bitcoin was around like 12,880, and it went to like 12,982, and I was like, come on, can you just please go through it? And it happened as I was sleeping, but of course, as long as it did it. Bitcoin bulls drove the price towards highs not registered in over a year. 13,220 US dollars. As you might imagine, this is incredibly popular news. Part of the issue is, and of course, within the cryptocurrency space, there must be an issue. A lot of people have begun to dissect, tear apart, get angry, say things about why Bitcoin's price actually rose, and we're going to go over all of them because, there's never a dull day in the cryptocurrency space. Number one is the news that Bitcoin smashed past 13,200, I think it was 225 on Binance or something, whatever, it doesn't really matter, past 13,000 on the actual PayPal news. A lot of people are saying, however, that Bitcoin actually went by 13,000 because of the stimulus news, the stimulus check. Apparently, people were incredibly excited, or so excited about the stimulus package that apparently that's what caused Bitcoin's price to go up, right? Also doesn't really combine together. This one says Bitcoin's price hits 13,000 for the first time since 2019. Of course, the next number that everyone's looking for right now is 13,500, and then they push past 14,000 US dollars. Now, here's where it gets a little insane, because I was looking through the news and I was finding stuff, and one common theme thread continued to pop up over and over. I thought it was a joke. Alas, it is not. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says, "Why is Ripple CEO disappointed with PayPal's crypto venture?" Yes, we're going to have to get into this. It seems that not everybody from the crypto community has warmed up to PayPal's decision to venture into the crypto market. In a tweet calling out the payments giant move into crypto, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, said he was disappointed with PayPal's upcoming crypto integration, since he believed this would spur the benefits of crypto as an asset. He said, 2 steps forward, one step back. Great to see a payment pioneer leaning in, but, big but, that is gigantic BUT, disappointed. Some fundamental tenets, benefits of crypto are spurred. No keys and no withdrawals. And I'll get back to that in one minute, I promise you. PayPal has about 350 million active accounts, with $220 billion worth of payments being processed during the second quarter of 2020. It had earlier announced today that it would allow its users to buy and sell Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, and I think the fourth coin, if I'm not mistaken, was Zcash. However, PayPal has not yet added Ripple's XRP in the list of supported cryptos on the network. Bringing it all back. When we saw yesterday that XRP was not allowed, I saw a couple of people in the comment section, as one might have imagined, why is there no XRP? XRP usually always gets the short end of the stick. Probably a couple of reasons. It either has to do... there still has been no proper regulation within the United States as to what XRP is. You might remember 7, 8, 9 days ago, Brad Garlinghouse was also in the news when he announced, him and the other guy, what's the other guy's name? The other guy who's the head of Ripple, that they were thinking of leaving the United States because of a lack of regulatory clarity. One of the main points that they made was that Bitcoin has been given a pass and has been seen as a commodity, as has Ether, but nothing has happened for XRP. And therefore, they were thinking of the unfairity, not a word that's been happening within the cryptocurrency space, and they were thinking of moving, I think they said, to Singapore or to Japan or some other country. This is why I assume it was not immediately added to PayPal's service thing. I'm going to assume that as Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, OKEX, BitMEX, Poloniex, Monomex, Jabberjex have all added nearly 100 different coins to their platform, many of which people no longer even ask for. PayPal at some point in the future is probably, logically, going to add XRP to their platform. I think it probably was, hear me out on this one, it was probably Brad Garlinghouse being a little annoyed that PayPal didn't immediately add XRP to their platform. Because I want you to imagine this scenario right here. Imagine PayPal immediately said, hey, guys, we're adding cryptocurrency to our platform in the coming weeks. The coins we're going to be adding are XRP, Bitcoin, and Ether. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all soon. Do you think that Brad Garlinghouse would have released a statement saying 2 steps forward, 1 step back? I am so disappointed that they've added XRP. They're missing the fundamentals of crypto. I know a lot of you are shaking your head right now because, of course, he would not have done that. The second part is a lot of people are really annoyed by the no keys and no withdrawals. This one says, oh my gosh, I have the, okay, first of all, backing it all up. And I'm going to play devil's avocado here for a second, just so you all really understand exactly what's going on. PayPal has announced that you are going to be able to buy and sell and hold Bitcoin. Bam, cool, amazing. The problem that a lot of people have is that you will not hold or be able to access your, or whatever the case is, to your private keys, and you will not be able to withdraw your Bitcoin. The idea being very similar to Robinhood. And there's also another platform that's also relatively similar. I can't think of the name right now, but Robinhood is the one that always comes to mind, where you can buy the Bitcoin, you can sell the Bitcoin, but you cannot transfer the Bitcoin off of it. You have to understand, PayPal had to at some point get heavy regulatory approval to be able to even consider the idea of being able to do this. So they probably went the safest way, just to so and so and so. This is why I said avocado, just so you really all understand exactly what I'm talking about. On the actual front of it, normal people don't care. I know that comes as a shock to a lot of people. It came as a shock to me many years ago in the cryptocurrency space. I am a huge advocate for decentralization. I am a huge advocate for Bitcoin. I am a huge advocate for everyone in the world being able to own cryptocurrency. However, that is not how this revolution is going to take place. There are an enormous amount of people. Remember when we've had the discussions before with the people from podcasts and other people who have written things and yada, 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 who said they tried getting their mother, their father, and their grandparents into the cryptocurrency space. And one of the main mountain climbs always was to teach them how to own and control and hold their own private keys. trying to explain to your grandmother that she has to buy a ledger, put her coins onto it, save the passphrases and all this other stuff. We live in a world where people are wholeheartedly okay with a bank holding their money or someone else holding their money. Even more so if you want to dig into the actual bank thing. Have you ever heard of a bank run? I'm sure many of you have. The idea is if everyone right now, all of us, bam, ran to our local bank and said, give me all my money that's in my account right now. First of all, they would look at you like you are completely insane, and they would ask you tons of questions as to why you want to do this. Try it out. Even if you don't mean to do it, try it out, because it really throws them for a loop. I had to do this years ago, and the woman pleaded with me for 30 minutes, please not to do this. I'm not even half joking. Banks don't actually have all that paper money inside of their warehouse bank area. It's all digital. It's on screen. This is why everything is moving to a more digital world, because they don't ever really expect people to have a bank run. This is why when we've seen before, other people around other countries who are going through difficult situations, going to their banks, saying, give me all the money, and the banks go, again, we're closed, because they don't actually have this money. It's the same exact idea. Not that PayPal won't have all the Bitcoin, but it's the idea that people are okay with not actually holding the actual representation, the actual asset itself, but the actual number representation for them, or paper representation, is completely fine. The same exact way when people are buying gold and silver certificates. People have been calling against this for a number of years, saying you should actually own the physical gold and silver so that you know that you own the physical gold and silver. But people still go, no, it's fine. I have the piece of paper. If I need to redeem it at some point for dollars, I can definitely do so. Same exact thing goes for, what's the other thing? For REITs, REITs, for people who have invested in these real estate trusts. You own a paper or digital representation of the actual real estate, of the fragment that you own, but you don't own that actual brick of the actual thing. The point being, normal people don't care and normal people won't care. As long as they see on their profile, you own half a Bitcoin. Bitcoin skyrockets to $100,000. You own $50,000 in Bitcoin. Do you want to cash out? Yes. You click yes, and it goes to your PayPal dollar amount. You just made $50,000. Normal people are not going to care. I promise you, without a shadow of a doubt. Same exact thing with the withdrawals. If you tell people you can't take out the Bitcoin, but you can most certainly take out the $50,000, you think people are going to go, decentralization, decentralization? No, they just want the money. Bitcoin has become one massive money machine. We've gone over this a couple of other times. I got into Bitcoin when Bitcoin was Bitcoin, the number one world's currency. We get away from banks. We get away from speculation. We get away from all these other things. We get away from debt. That's all gone. Banks now own huge swaths of Bitcoin. There are individual companies who are trying to own 10% of all the Bitcoin in the world. There are governments who are now buying Bitcoin. The entire idea of Bitcoin being this worldwide currency that's going to be devoured by people who are less fortunate, who really didn't understand exactly what Bitcoin means, that's all gone. We have Bitcoin futures. We have Bitcoin derivatives. We're going to have Bitcoin ETFs at some point. We already have Bitcoin ETNs. The point is, normal people don't care. When it comes to stocks, bonds, mutual funds, you think people are really upset that they don't own the physical piece of paper that says you own this stock? As long as they see the representation of it and the dollar amount, that's all they care about. Second point, I told you this was going to be a doozy. It says PayPal will be buying Bitcoin to seek profits on spreads. I don't know if you know this. Now, listen really closely. PayPal's a company and they want to make money. Bam! I know that is a lot of people really caught off guard by that. A lot of people are really annoyed that PayPal not only is a major company, but when you look at the actual spreadsheet number amounts, I think PayPal plans on taking around, 1.8% as a fee. I think if you're over 100K or something like that, transacting back and forth. I don't remember what the exact numbers are. The point is, a lot of people are a little annoyed at this. What's funny is that people aren't annoyed when Coinbase charges a 25% fee. That's what's always gotten me. Regardless of what is happening on top of Coinbase, Coinbase has some of the craziest fees in the cryptocurrency space. And a lot of the news that I've seen today, this morning, is that PayPal is wrong for what they're doing because it takes away from the decentralization of Bitcoin. Have you not seen what Coinbase does and what the original intent of Coinbase was? Coinbase was just Bitcoin. It was the idea that, once again, get away from debt, get away from speculation, get away from banks, get away from this tyrannical, whatever word you want to put after that kind of system that we have, and just focus on Bitcoin because Bitcoin was going to be the answer. I find it just, it's hyper hypocritical that people care about PayPal's profits that they're going to be making, once again, because they're seeking profits on their spreads because they are a company. PayPal is one of the largest payment processors in the entire world. The reason why they've adopted Bitcoin is because they're trying to stay at the head of the pack. They know that other companies are going to do the exact same thing, whether they had done it first or not. There are probably tons of other companies who are readying their statements to say that they're going to be doing the exact same thing. But PayPal gets the push forward when they do it before everybody else. To be annoyed or ashamed or horrified that they're trying to make money off of their company is absolute nonsense. We, us, me, you, us, we're buying numbers on a screen, trying to essentially make 6 to 7 figures from it. We're also trying to seek insane profits. It's a lot. This one says the good and bad about cryptocurrency on PayPal. This one says, will PayPal's crypto offer turn into a tax nightmare? Nope, no more than any other cryptocurrency thing that anyone else might have been into. You know what's a tax nightmare? Day trading tons of cryptocurrency about 38 times per day, and at the end of the year realizing that you have to print out all of that stuff and send it to your tax people. That's a tax nightmare. You buying Bitcoin, holding it on PayPal, and at some point selling it and just being able to print out one thing to show to your tax person, that's not really a tax nightmare. It's not that I'm trying to protect PayPal, but I call out stupidity where I see it because it's just so absolutely ridiculous. It's like every single time that a major player gets into the space, people are like, what? They're going to try and make money. Where are their nodes? And it's like, you know what's taking place right now. Like, why don't you have a problem with what Coinbase is doing or adding all these other nonsensical coins to their platform? Why don't you have a problem when people are making these DeFi platforms stealing money from people? Why not the same backlash when we saw that $15 million stolen from those people in that other DeFi protocol? Why is no one screaming, oh my gosh, people should not be putting billions of dollars into this DeFi coin that's only been around for 3 days? I think that a lot of it, in my mind, in my view, what I see is that I can't say the word jealousy, but I feel like it's something along the lines of, I think people get annoyed when the price moves because of something that they deem unimportant. Kind of the same exact way that when we were talking about the actual accumulation of cryptocurrency by these mega companies, I also assume that the price should have gone up, just logically. You know, we get news, there's 100 apples. There's 9 companies and they own 89 apples. Why haven't the price of apples gone up when there's only 11 apples left in the entire world? It's kind of that same exact thing. But you have to also logically assume if it's PayPal. If PayPal announces that, hey, we're going to be allowing you to buy and sell Bitcoin in our platform, this digital currency that's been around for 11 years, that's clearly at some point not even going to overtake us. Bitcoin already overtook them. We went over this yesterday. Bitcoin transacted over $1 trillion worth of value, while last year PayPal did, what was it, $500 million or something like that? Anyway, what does this one say? Yeah, the resistance to Bitcoin on PayPal has already begun. People are going to forget about this in less than 3 days. I absolutely promise you. Remember all the backlash that we used to have about Libra and all this other stuff? At some point, people get fatigued, they get bored, and they start running over to something else, and they go, now that's the new enemy. This is what we have to focus on. Also really weird that we didn't see this backlash when JP Morgan Chase got into Bitcoin, or any of the other major players also got into Bitcoin. And I know the major difference may be, especially when it comes to the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange getting into it as well with Bakkt and stuff like that, being the actual physical Bitcoin, but it's PayPal. They're a company. It shocks me more that people haven't acted in a way that pretty much goes, we won, or we are winning. This payments company that's been around, PayPal's been around since like 99, 97. They've been around for a very long time, that they've bent the knee to Bitcoin and said, we have to adopt Bitcoin in some sort of way for people to be able to invest in it. Like, think of that. Think of how major that is. That major banks around the world, the German banks, the South American banks, and all the other banks that we've heard speculation about from people behind the scenes, that they're all buying this digital asset that has been around for 11 years. This to me is more of a like, adoption's about to skyrocket, as opposed to being like, well, PayPal is going to be able to make extra money off of their fees, or you actually don't even hold your keys. People don't want to hold their keys. There are people within the cryptocurrency space who don't want to hold their freaking gosh darn keys. That's a very big thing. Remember, we were talking about all those other times before. Those people move their money off of BitMEX to another cryptocurrency exchange. People don't want to be in charge of their keys. People don't want to be in charge of a lot of things. You may be part of a small fraction of people who want to hold their keys because you may have been in the cryptocurrency space for quite enough time that you understand the importance of that. But the other 99% of people who we are expecting to start rushing into the cryptocurrency space, these people do not care. They care about the fact that they're going to be able to buy a cryptocurrency, in a couple of years be able to brag to their friend that they made $250,000, and that's it. You got it? All right. Let's move on. Also, this ties loosely. It's scratching the outer window of what we've been just talking about. The Tether treasury has minted almost 500 million new Tether tokens and distributed more than 185 million tokens to exchanges and other addresses in the last 36 hours. As known by blockchain tracker Whale Alert, 2 transactions of 150 million and 300 million Tether tokens were minted on the 20th of October and the 21st of October, respectively. The first 100 million coins were printed only hours before PayPal's announcement. This is also a very big thing because it happened hours before PayPal's announcement and the Bitcoin price rally that followed, although some raised the usual allegations of market manipulation in response to Whale Alert tweets. Both transactions were acknowledged by Tether CTO Paolo Ardoino as unissued inventory replenishes on Tron. The idea being, once again, for those of you who don't know the history of Tether, people believe that since 2017, every single time that Tether has minted new Tether, that they have been used to buy up more Bitcoin. And when you buy up more Bitcoin, you raise the price of Bitcoin. Tether has said that they print more Tether based on the demand in the market. If they see that there is a demand and they have received an adequate amount of funds into their treasury, what have you, whatnot, then they print more Tether. So a lot of people think that the people from Tether either knew about the PayPal thing and they were minting new coins in an effort to kind of push more coins into the market, new Tether into the market for yada, 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 reason, or that simply they did so to be able to buy up more Bitcoin based on the who knows. That's just it. Who knows? Nobody knows except for the people who are actually doing these things what the actual method to their madness actually is. Not that it doesn't matter. It's more of it's Tether. Tether's the largest stablecoin in the entire world. I can only assume, now stay with me on this one, we're probably going to see Tether print more Tether in the very near future because, you know, logic. They probably have billions thrown at them all the time because they are the world's largest stablecoin. They're also building on other blockchains all the time to make themselves more spread out because I probably assume that they see the threat from central bank digital currencies that's also coming down the road. Anyway, yeah, that's the Tether news. I saw some other articles talking about the correlation between Tether and PayPal and their issuance of Tether, but once again, question mark. In super obvious news, a news segment on TD Ameritrade's network portrayed Bitcoin as a better investment than US stocks. Lead anchor Oliver Rennick, at the end of his 6-minute-long market wrap-up, claimed that investors are more interested in owning Bitcoin than equities. He said the cryptocurrency has a lot to go, since it is the only asset that performed bullish on the positive U.S. stimulus news on Wednesday. And I'm not going to even read out the tweet. It doesn't really extremely matter. The White House and Democrats in the U.S. Congress came closer to an agreement over the size and details of the next 19 package. Donald Trump said he is willing to allow a broader aid despite facing opposition from his own Republican Party members. I don't doubt that the a fraction of the movement in the market had to do with the stimulus, but we can all be pretty sure that it had to do with the PayPal news. Nothing has moved. We had news that there was going to be a potential stimulus days ago, and Bitcoin rose by 1.5%. It's only logical to assume that the price of the point is, yes, I've seen this a lot. I know a lot of friends who have been asking me also about Bitcoin. A lot of people, even people who really aren't into finance, are coming to the conclusion that the stock market looks a little crazy. Why is the stock market going up when I don't have a job? My friend doesn't have a job. All of us are jobless. We can't pay our rent. We've been evicted and all these other things are taking place, but the stock market keeps going up. So this is another, can you guess what I'm going to say? Anyone? It's another mimic of 2017, not the whole 19 thing and people losing their jobs, but the questions I'm getting again from a lot of friends about how to get into Bitcoin. I don't know if it's something in the air, like literally like does the air smell like Bitcoin? I can't really figure out what it is. But a lot of people, I think, are trying to figure out ways not only to make money during this time, but kind of like a longevity money maker kind of thing. Especially once again, if more news segments are covering Bitcoin, people are going to start perking their ears up. If we hear that Bitcoin rose by $1,000-something bucks in an 18-hour period, a lot of people wanted to make that $1,000 as well. Anyway, we'll see. I don't think I have the other. No, there was other news that someone expects that by the end of this year, based off of the PayPal news, the stimulus news, and I forgot the other things that were supposed to be out there. That Bitcoin will surge by 20,000 relatively soon, and that's when things kind of go crazy, and then we segue into 2021, and that's when the price continues rising higher and higher, and you know the whole story. In something, I don't want to say this shocked me, but it's kind of interesting. Russia's public officials will be mandated to declare all private crypto asset holdings starting on New Year's Day. The requirements were announced on the 20th of October by the Office of Russian Prosecutor General Igor Krasnov, following a meeting with 15 fellow prosecutor generals representing member states of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. He said starting next year, civil servants will be required to declare their virtual currencies on an annual basis with other assets. In 2018, Russia's Labor Ministry announced that public officials would not need to declare virtual asset holdings in their tax reports due to the unregulated status of crypto. As such, concerns had lingered that crypto assets may be financial instruments of choice for bribery and corruptions. First of all, backtrack. They're going to be used for this. And I'm pretty sure they already are. But once again, it's not like people aren't using the ruble or the US dollars for corruption and bribery. So sure. This shocked me because this backtracks completely on 2 years of news that we had. The news that we had from Russia was that rich people would not have to declare that they had any crypto assets, that they'd be able to buy as many as they wanted, and poor people would not be able to do so. But this is slightly fair, and I am quite shocked because I think we will probably probably get some really interesting news starting around mid-January, if not February of next year, of who actually owns crypto in that country. If it's going to be public, you will have to assume that people are going to be looking into those numbers and will know, hey, this guy owns 840 Bitcoin. This woman owns 614 Litecoin. That'll be quite interesting. Anyway, I found it interesting because a lot of the news that we've been getting from here has been very rich friendly and not anything else friendly. So yeah, let's move on. In Please Use Us, We Are Desperate news, Zcash can now be transferred onto the Ethereum blockchain thanks to a new token called, can you guess it? wrapped Zcash or Wizek. Wrapped tokens are pegged to the price of another cryptocurrency at a 1-to-1 ratio. In this case, Zcash is staked and Ethereum-based tokens of the equivalent value are then issued. Wizek is the result of a partnership between two crypto firms. They are Anchorage and TokenSoft. TokenSoft will be in charge of the technical development of the system that handles the token, while Anchorage will be responsible for the custody of Wizek's crypto holdings. TokenSoft and Anchorage. Note that this is huge. There's huge value in bridging layer 1 protocols with Ethereum. Wizek is useful, and because it allows Zcash holders to use their funds with Ethereum's large... Wonderful. The news that we had yesterday was that Dash was doing this, and now it's Zcash today, so I assume tomorrow is going to be Monero. What's actually quite interesting is that this only allows more value, if you will, to be locked inside of Ethereum. But you know what I'm gonna say, no one needs these, no one's going to be using these. I assume the values of these coins may pump up and rise in price as the cryptocurrency market also does the same. However, in the long run, no one's going to even think of these coins anymore. But absolutely wonderful that we're getting more coins on top of Ethereum. I assume this is going to continue to happen because everyone's only building on top of Ethereum. And without further ado, never mind. I was gonna say, I wonder if they'll only add Litecoin to make wrapped Litecoin on top of Ethereum once it has Mimblewimble, because this seems to be the trend right now. Why don't we just wrap every single coin and throw it on top of Ethereum so we can all not be able to use these coins because Ethereum has 15 transactions per second? I'm just gonna move on. And to finish things off, Juan Bennett, a founder at FileCoin, is attacking Justin Sun for spreading completely false accusations about the movement of the File tokens soon after listing. In his long Twitter rebuff, Bennett accuses Sun of spreading lies with the intention of harming the FileCoin project financially. Calling the accusations ridiculous, Bennett says no one from the FileCoin team sold the FileCoin tokens on the day of listing. Here's their tweets back and forth right there. Wonderful. Soon after the File token went live on many exchanges, Sun unexpectedly tweeted, alleging that Bennett and others at FileCoin had exit scammed. This follows reports that the FileCoin team had dumped 1.5 million tokens on some exchanges. Sun alleges that the community had not been informed about the transfer. Oh, here we go. Here's where it gets really good. Sun alleges that the community had not been informed about the transfer of tokens to exchanges. He went on to encourage the United States-based File token buyers to report the matter to the US SEC. What cojones you have to even think of doing that? Backing it up, it is relatively clear that based on the hype and the movement of the Tron token before in the past, that it is probably a security. I do not work for the SEC, so I cannot say completely and justly and truly. However, it does certainly seem like Tron's definitely an SEC kind of coin, if you get what I'm saying. Especially one of the prerequisites for being a security within the United States is the expectation of profit from what you are buying. Many people definitely expected a profit from the Tron token as Justin Sun was promoting it every single day. So to even think of telling other people to be like, hey, call the SEC on them, brave. Incredibly brave. Second point, the news that we've been getting about FileCoin, even as it's completely collapsing in price every single day, it's still down right now. Even after the whole market went up yesterday, FileCoin fell by 20%. Is that apparently there are a lot of people within China who are apparently obsessed with FileCoin. Or rather, they got into it early, and they were part of the reason, the news that we had, allegedly, that they were responsible for the actual pumping in price of FileCoin. I don't know if this hurt Justin Sun's feelings because people aren't pumping the Tron token as they are closely countryly associated. Not really sure. The point is, and here's the final point on all this, is no one cares. No one cares about either of these coins. No one's going to be using either of these coins. Everything that Tron has done has been out of desperation. Everything that Tron has done in the last 2 weeks has been out of mega desperation. Announcing, remember the news that we had that they're going to be doing the exact same thing that Ethereum is doing? And they said it. They said, you got this on Ethereum, we're going to be doing the exact same thing. They are desperate and trying to find a way to get back any relevancy because no one's using them. No one's going to use them. Tron's idea was to be a video game coin, if I'm not mistaken, like a video game platform, tokenized game playing type thing. Sure, why not? If Ethereum gets 10,000 transactions per second, there are about 38 other coins who are going to be doing the exact same thing. And about FileCoin, once again, I don't really have to repeat it. There are tons of other coins that do the exact same thing, exact same motto. And they didn't have an ICO and they launched and people are slightly maybe using them. So the point is, two non-relevant coins are now fighting each other. And at the end of it all, no one really cares because these coins are not going to be used ever on a daily basis by billions of people. If at any point, I do say this, if at any point in the future, whether it be 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, if I still have this channel, and we find out that FileCoin is the number 3 coin and is being used by 1.1 billion people, or Tron becomes the new PlayStation and Xbox and everyone has a Tron system, I will, without a doubt, make a video where I talk about how amazing these things are, but, you know, crystal ball, you know, probably not ever going to happen. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Tolek Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain Decentralized, Peter Navarro, Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohammaroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Knight Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien Set, Suna, Richie Rich 3, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mon, Jellavodi, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, Hitch Test Every Day, and Cal Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Mouse Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Arfmedic 17, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Prayla Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who's a member of the channel, and thank you to everyone who is still here. You're all absolutely amazing. At the moment, Bitcoin is at $12,878 US dollars. It is currently up by 5.62% over the last 24 hours. Little dip right here. Here's a 13,000-esque where we were. It looks like the market is trying to pick back up. If the market is logical, we will continue rising. However, you know, this market is a little different. Ethereum is very close to 400 US dollars, and this is based off of simply the move, I assume, from PayPal, because the market did not really react to the news that we are weeks away from Ethereum 2.0. I think for that fuse to go kaboom, we need actual date confirmation, and that's when everything will completely go insane. Litecoin is the biggest winner. Litecoin rose, is at 12.79% up in the last 24 hours. It rose the highest of all the coins, I guess, off of the announcement that is going to be added to PayPal. I mean, if I was Litecoin, I would have also risen by that much as well. A lot of other coins are just trying to move up in some sort of way. Another 1,000 new wrapped Bitcoin seems to be happening just about every single day. Yeah, a lot of the market's doing pretty okay. Celsius is for some reason up by 25%. Sure, why not? Live your life. FileCoin is down by 14%. $165 million trading volume. Easily, it would not take much to push the price up because the trading volume is so thin. Oh, that's a good way of saying it. I'm proud of myself for phrasing it in that way. Yeah, the market's kind of all over the place. We'll see exactly where this takes us over the next couple of hours as the world completely wakes up and we see what all this news does to the prices. I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See